what can you say about how resurrection will bring Dexter back?
I don't know what I am authorized to say, other than it's really cold out there.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Sure.
So exciting. There's so much news came out yesterday. I want to kind of just start with the sequel news that was announced. You guys obviously did New Blood a few years ago, and Clyde had put it, you know, it was kind of the chance to redo a lot of things that he kind of wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you want to continue that now? Were you hesitant at all to come back again?
I mean, it wasn't a decision that I sort of made lightly, but I think you know, through conversations I had with Clyde, with Scott Reynolds, with Gary Levine at Showtime, Marco Siega, our director, we just felt like there was more to explore, and I think we've all been really amazed at how fertile the soil of Dexter remains, you know, and with the new partnership with Paramount Plus and the desire to sort of expand the universe of Dexter, I was enticed by the idea that maybe there was more story to tell, and I think there's an appetite for it in terms of us as the people making it, and in terms of the fans and their desire to spend more time with this guy. And yeah, so we're taking the plunge.
Okay, I mean, I'm going to just be honest here. I mean, Dexter's dead. The last we saw, Dexter is dead. And when I was doing my research, I realized that, you know, that was confirmed at the end of New Blood, that he was dead. So
Was it?
I will say Clyde did an interview where he was asked that, you know, because we didn't see. Of course, you saw him bleeding out.
Right.
And he said the words, Dexter is dead. What can you say about how resurrection will bring Dexter back?
I don't know what I am authorized to say, other than it's really cold out there. It's really cold out there.
Do you know how far after the events of the finale this will pick up?
I think it'll pick up right where we left off.
Okay. As you said, there is an appetite, obviously, on your guys' end, but also on a fan's end, because the show has like a newfound. It keeps growing. I mean, it was on the Nielsen charts. It beat out The Bear a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. I think it's available on Netflix now, and yeah, I'm encountering a whole new round of people who reveal to me that they just binge watched the whole show and had never seen it before, and that's the way it works now. With streaming, things can sort of revive and have a new life for new fans, and yeah, there's something about this world, something about this character that captivates people.
I was gonna say, what do you think that is that now it has this like resurgence?
It's hard to say. I mean, I think there's many different ways this show appeals to people, as there are people who watch it. But I think the maybe abiding thing is, in a world in which we feel a sense of being out of control, people like spending time with a character who's taking his own unique control of his little corner of the world. I think we all have our shadow side that we contend with, and Dexter's is obviously a little weightier than most, but I think people enjoy spending time with someone who's doing his best to take responsibility for that side, in his sort of outside the box way, and you know, morally gray way. But yeah, people I think relish the invitation to identify with someone who's contending with this much darkness and maybe contending with it in a way that is arguably admirable, even though he's doing what he's doing.
I just think admirable in a headline would be a really great way to describe
Yeah.
Dexter, for sure.
Dexter, admirable. It's yeah.
New Blood was a limited series. Do we know if this is going to be an ongoing? Will it be multiple seasons?
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially multiple. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In whatever alternate universe or whatever, however this world is returning, we of course got to see Deb at the end of New Blood through flashbacks. Is that a possibility that we could see Deb again?
I mean, as Clyde said at the panel the other day, never say never. You know, this world has a sort of magical element, and so I wouldn't definitively say no to any proposition. But yeah, that's what.
And there's so many people you guys could bring in.
Yeah, yeah. There's a whole cast of characters that populate his wider world and have the potential to reemerge.
Definitely. Of course, you're also now, it was just announced, narrating the prequel.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you're kind of stepping back into Dexter in a different way.
Yeah.
So how has that been for you? Have you already started that?
I've started doing recording the voiceover, and they're, I guess, in the midst of shooting the 3rd episode now. But it's I spent a lot of time over the course of the show. And certainly early on, imagining what Dexter's life before we meet him in the pilot looked like. And this is a chance to have that sort of fully revealed to fans and to me. And yeah, it's I mean, I've always been a fan of the show in as much as I can be from my position, but I'm sort of enjoying this process as a fan of the show and these characters and this backstory in a way that I haven't been able to do. And yeah, the chance to sort of go back and be a witness to fully executed versions of what were like vague memories is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, you said you kind of had imagined, I would assume what most actors do when they're kind of imagining the backstory, and now,
Right.
like you said, you get to see it coming to life. Is it what you expected his backstory to be?
I mean, there are a lot of details, that maybe I hadn't imagined, but the general feel of it is pretty in sync with my instinct about it. But there are surprises. There are things that the show reveals that Dexter himself was probably never quite privy to. So it's definitely filling in a lot of blanks.
Yeah. Doing this for so long, playing this character, but going in and out of it at different times in your life.
Yeah.
Has it gotten easier for you to step in and out of Dexter?
In some ways, yeah. I mean, I think early on I was trying to find him and figure out who he was, and there is something about it now that, having spent as much time as I have with the character, that's I don't know if it's like riding a bike or second nature, or he's in my imaginative bones at this point.
How has it been seeing Patrick Gibson playing the younger version of this person?
It's really cool. He's a great guy and a great actor, and this incarnation of Dexter, that exists before anything I did, it belongs to him. I've made that. Not that he needed me to tell him that, but it's really cool. I mean, it makes me feel old, but he's going to be great.
Yeah. Did he ask you any questions? Did you guys have a lot of discussion?
He didn't ask me any specific questions. He maybe said he was open to me sharing, anything I might want to share, and I, maybe talked about ways in which I find the character sort of singular and unique, and in as much as that was helpful. But I mean, I think if there's anything available to him, it's probably just, you know, what I did. And, yeah, it's wild. I mean, it's wild meeting him and all these other younger versions of characters that I spent all this time with. And I think it'll be fun for the fans too.
I think so. I'm curious for you if you, I guess, if you ever thought, however many years it was, 2006, when you started this, that Dexter would have the life that it's had.
No, I mean, I hoped that we would, you know, find a little niche audience and be able to do a number of seasons. But no, I never imagined that the show would be as broadly appealing or would have a life that sustained itself for as long as this has. Yeah.
When you guys started New Blood, did you talk about doing something after that?
No, we were really just focused on that particular self-contained story. It wasn't until after the fact that we, you know, started to have the conversation about the possibility that there was more story to tell.
Okay. All right. I'm still stuck on how it'll happen, and I can't wait to see
Good.
as many people. Dexter is a show that I think is on a lot of people's, you know, must see, must tune in. What is on your watch list?
I don't watch a lot of TV lately.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. Is there like an older show maybe you watch, or like a favorite show that you have?
I think that if there's a show that I've rewatched the most, it's probably the British version of The Office. It's still like one of my favorite things I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, the last thing I want to ask you is it's tough with this character, but what qualities from Dexter would you want to bring into your own life? What qualities of him do you really admire?
Decisiveness. I think that's an interesting question. I think, you know, he's someone who, like I said, is saddled with a super deluxe dose of darkness, but I admire his commitment to take responsibility for it in his way and not allow it to completely consume him or run completely rampant. Obviously, he's giving it some free rein, but I think I admire that about him.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Sure.
It's really great to see you.